if somebody's really, really looking and they're like, hey, you have a penis, I'm like,
well,
why were you looking? Like, if you're staring at my crotch and you are the one who's offended, like, how does that, show me the math on that evaluation, because don't be staring at my crotch.
At this point, it's less about me worrying about offending somebody more than I didn't realize that I hadn't been clocked in a long time until just recently. And now I'm more aware of it because I'm like, yeah, that would freak me out if I got noticed.
Oh, where did you get clocked, if you don't mind?
I haven't in a long time. It's just I don't want it to be that. I don't want to like be spilling out of some leggings and have that be the reason why somebody catches me. I'd rather just be my voice.
I know I can pass, but like generally when I go somewhere, I presume that there will be people around who will clock me.
I assumed that for a very long time. And then people who I had assumed knew for a long time were like, and I would out myself somehow or another, and then they'd be like, oh, holy shit, you're trans? And not people I knew close. Those people figured it out pretty quickly, but like there's this one kid that works at a gas station up the street here.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to that gas station, at least pre-COVID, 2 or 3 times a week. And it took that kid a year. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what they mean by passing. It's that this person that I interact with regularly just I probably doesn't notice because what do I matter? I'm just somebody who comes in there, but often enough that we exchange niceties and whatnot. So. Right.
But like what tells them, like what's the tell?
I always thought it would be my voice, the way I walked, the way I stood, my broad waist. Fuck only knows. Everything that I hate about myself, I would assume they can see.
Well, yeah, that's the
curse of being trans, isn't it?
That's our insanity. But yeah. I mean, the reality is
most people don't pay that much attention.
No, I won't say that. God, why are my glasses look so out of bounds? Are my eyebrows really that crooked, or?
No, my eyes are fucked up. So, like one eye is like 2 millimeters lower than the other one. So I'm always like, yeah, my glasses always look crooked.
Oh well. But so that's the thing, right? Is you and I are passing. Which means that even if someone notices that we're trans, we're generally still accepted as women.
Yeah, that's
right. So not unclockable, but passable. But then the general public, they see us and recognize us as female.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
They don't. Now, our standard for ourselves is much higher than the general public.
The general public, I think, is.
We want to be unclockable to ourselves, and we know all the tells, and we know all our tells, and we remember what we looked like as men. So we see the man everywhere on a dysphoric day. Yeah.
And I have a dozen big mirrors in here, and that's all I see.
Oh, but you don't look like a man at all.
It's wild, isn't it? I mean, like I can look at a before and an after picture.
And you don't really look out of place as a woman. Like if I put you in a lineup with 100 other women and somebody said, pick out the thing that
doesn't belong here.
Why? I don't know what screams that one is weird. Nothing. You're uniform. You're within the margin of error.
Within the margin, which is all right. I want. I don't want it because you know what? If you're too pretty, then you're under even higher scrutiny. People are looking at details.
Oh yeah, people
are looking at your crotch.
They are. They're looking at your ass, and they're looking at your makeup and everything.
How you walk, how you hold things, whether or not you're sitting up straight. I mean, I'm trying to pay attention to a lot more of those little details now. The little teeny tiny girly shit. You know?
Well, that's, the nature of the beast is that we're never really satisfied and that we're going to keep working on it.
It's an ongoing process, right?
And cis girls, they have their childhood and their teens and, their young formative years to really develop their presentation in a way that people respond to best. And so we're doing that. But we're only a couple of years into the practice of that.
Yeah.
And so we're still learning, and we're still surprised when we do something that works. Like, oh, that works.
That's really true.
People think I'm cute,
It's like getting a hole-in-one in golf. Even if you've been practicing golf your whole life, that is insanely hard to do. And no one expects when they walk up to the tee that they're going to be able to do it.
Okay.
When it happens, it's always like, fucking A, I got a hole-in-one.
It hasn't happened in a while because I haven't been out to places. But when
That's the best way to pass. Don't leave your house.
Oh, yeah, I passed great on my couch. No, like when I would be at the club, the gay clubs, and I would be talking to someone and they did not clock me. That was wild. They just thought I was a lesbian,
yeah.
Friendly lesbian, That was wild. That was like really like this person should expect.
That's the moment where it clicked for you. And that's like, kind of cool. Like that's.
Wow, I did good. I did good. Oh, you're so sweet. And they're like, yeah, I didn't pass for sane, but I passed for a woman. So
I never set out to try and confuse anybody that I was sane.
Right, that would definitely be confusing.
That wasn't part of it's not on the list of things that I'm trying to accomplish.
I mean, I'm trying to have realistic goals.
You know what I've found is that the more crazy I seem, the less they pay attention to all those little tells.
Yeah, well, that's part of passing.
How crazy is she going to get?
You're fine.